Welcome to another insightful session of our maternal mental health series. Today, we'll be discussing a topic crucial for both mother's well being and infant health, which is breastfeeding. Hello, everyone. I am Dr. Paridhi Mehra, founder of Happiness, and your host for today. Through my own experiences and conversations with many moms, I've witnessed how breastfeeding can impact a mother's sense of self worth and mental well being. It's a topic I deeply care about. To shed light on this very crucial topic, we have with us today Deepthi Arora. Deepthi is a certified lactation consultant, parenting coach, and infant nutrition specialist with over 14 years of experience. She has helped countless new parents through her work in the field of lactation and nutrition. She is founder of Deliver Delights, and her purpose is to empower every new family and nourish every young baby. Welcome, Deepthi. We are pleased to have you with us today. So, to begin today's discussion, could you help us understand the intersection of maternal mental health and breastfeeding? Basically, is there any way in which breastfeeding impacts the mental and emotional well being of new mothers?
Absolutely, doctor. What I believe is that the mental health is a very very crucial aspect of lactation care. There's a science behind it, why it is happening. That the breastfeeding actually down regulates the stress which a mother is going through, and has all the inflammatory responsive systems also in our body. It uplifts the oxytocin and activates the prolactin also, and which improves the sleep patterns. And when this all happens, a mother experiences actually a good boost in the milk production, which leads to a satisfied and fulfilling breastfeeding session. Of course, breastfeeding significantly, lowers the risk of depressions and enhances mother's mental health. But if this is not happening for some reason, with any kind of medical or probably hormonal reasons, or any kind of reasons which a mother couldn't handle it, then there is always a solution to support a new family or a new mother with any kind of alternative methods. There is no point to feel guilty about it, or there is no point to feel less about it, that I can't even do the very first thing which every mother is doing very easily. There's always a way to do breastfeeding if the mother is not able to do directly.
So, could you also highlight some of the emotional challenges that are faced by breastfeeding mothers or mothers in general uh, when it comes to breastfeeding?
Sure. So, when I talk to my mothers and when they come to my clinic, I generally always experience that they go through the biggest emotional challenges that they face, is that continuously they are hearing a lot of unwanted pressure and advice from the family, from the partner, or probably from the relatives, and sometimes from their the groups, the fellow moms, or probably social media, what you say, like, and then they don't know how to deal with it. And or they don't know how to let it go if they don't want it. Anything is coming towards them about the baby, or about their health, or about their way of raising a baby, they don't know how to deal with it, and or probably letting it go. And this could lead to such kind of you know uh, anxiety modes, which really can affect their sleep, which really can give them the kind of a pain which they can't handle it. And the mother is very very vulnerable at this stage. They feel that they are not good enough by these, when they hear these unwanted conversations. They feel that they are not able to do the very basic things, right? And they are less than the mother A or mother B, who is able to breastfeed very happily, joyously, baby's thriving. Why I'm not able to do that? And they actually allow their tribe to have the unrealistic expectations. So definitely they go through a lot of, and at that time when they're mentally not very strong, and if these unwanted conversations happens, they really feel like, I can't handle it. The breastfeeding or probably the motherhood is so challenging, but there are solutions to handle it for sure.
You've also mentioned, I think, about some of the unrealistic expectations of the society from the new mother. We have also discussed in other sessions how, motherhood is seen as a very glorified phase. And the moment someone becomes a mother, there are so many expectations and so many things attached to the mother that, yes, everyone will be immediately able to breastfeed. It'll come naturally to every mother to breastfeed. It'll be, people or mothers who are able to breastfeed easily are seen as heroes. But unfortunately, that's not the case with all the mothers. So I also wanted Yes. So I also wanted to understand from you that if there are challenges with breastfeeding, how to address those challenges while maintaining your own sanity as a new mother.
Sure. So I think when the breastfeeding doesn't go well, and if it is becoming a challenge, that's the time, I want you to all, whoever is listening to us, is that acknowledging yourself every day is the first thing you have to do. You have come so far, and you are the word to your child. You don't have to say anything, or you don't have to get any kind of rewards from anyone. It is something between you and your child. So just acknowledge yourself every day and set a healthy boundary around yourself. Otherwise it is going to be a tough journey for you. And it is okay to choose yourself over your baby. First you, then your baby. If you're not going to be happy, and you're not going to be taking care of your mental well-being and health, choosing yourself first over your baby, you're not going to be taking care of your baby as well, right? So believe it that you're not alone. You have a lot of people. Only thing is that you have to stand up and ask for support. And asking for support doesn't mean that you are less, you don't know anything. It does mean that you are committed to really taking care of your baby and enjoy the happy motherhood with your baby, right? So the first foremost thing is to acknowledge yourself, take the support, ask, and share heart to heart. What is in your heart, what is that which is not working, and which area you want to kind of really want support. And then definitely nourishing yourself with the good food. It makes a lot of difference, because postpartum or any kind of depressions or anxieties can be really taken care of the good healthy nourishing food also. Because when you take a lot of omega-3 rich foods, could it be plant-based foods also, and could be the animal based foods also. It could be fish, it could be flax seeds, or walnuts. All these contribute to really release and lowers the anxiety towards and the risk of depressions and inflammations which a mother could go through this time. And that is also the food will also definitely will help you. And what other thing will help you is to exercise a little bit. And especially I've research shows that the aerobic exercises are really really helpful in lowering the depressions and uplifting the moods at this time. And if you still feel challenges, physically, mentally, definitely that's the time to meet to your lactation consultant around you and take support. That, see, I have done this, and what else I have to add on, and what else I can do better, to especially make my journey very happy and healthier for both of us.
I think that makes a lot of sense. So, number one is acknowledging that you want the best for your child and you know what's the best for your child. So setting
Yeah,
strong boundaries, uh, you know, and being confident of the choices that you make. And of course, then you
absolutely.
mentioned about eating good food that has a lot of importance, not only mental health but also good breastfeeding. A mother loses around 400 to 500 calories per day to breastfeed.
Absolutely. They have to eat at least 400 to 500 calories extra in comparison to a non lactating mother, so that they do not drain themselves by the end of the day, so that they do not feel lethargic by the end of the day. They have to eat not more, but yes, of course, as they were eating in pregnancy period also. It's not the time,
Right.
to think about dieting, because they are done with the delivery. Since till they are nursing, they have to eat better, because what I believe is that the maternal diet doesn't help much in the quantity of the milk, but for sure in the quality of the milk. If you eat better, the
Absolutely.
mother's milk will be much calorie rich, and which will help in the baby's better health also. So food is the very important part in any kind of low feelings.
Absolutely. And you also mentioned about lactation consultants. While in tier one cities, we have heard about the term lactation consultants. Many of us might have also taken consultations from them, but it is still a relatively new concept. So
Yeah.
can you explain a little bit about what lactation consultants are, what is their role, and how can they help?
So, actually, the lactation consultants play a very important role, very essential role and for a new family, not only for the new mother, but for the new father also, new grandparents also, right? And the role starts from antenatally when the mother is really pregnant. Not only they play the role after the breastfeeding challenges comes in their postpartum, but of course their role starts in when the mother is pregnant, and that's the time they support you to gain knowledge actually about the breastfeeding, about the positions, the latchings, the breast and the nipple care after the birth. And they also not only help the new mother in these things, but they completely help the new family to breastfeed joyously, how to create an ecosystem around it, support the maternal diet also. They may help to maintain how a new mother can maintain the milk production, hand expressions, alternative methods of breastfeeding when the breastfeeding will not work. In that situation also they really come up as a savior for a mother, right? And support in creating a pumping regime, storing the milk regime, and helping the working mother to resume back to work also even.
So yeah, thanks for sharing that information about lactation consultants. I remember from my own, delivery experience. So right
Mm-hmm.
after I delivered, I had a consultation with the lactation consultant. During pregnancy, yes, I did think about breastfeeding will happen, but I had no clue about how exactly it will happen, whether the milk will come immediately, whether it will come later, uh, how to breastfeed the child. So having that just one session with the lactation consultant itself was very useful. So I think, like you mentioned, empowering yourself with the understanding and the knowledge of how breastfeeding works, even before the child comes into picture, I think is very
Absolutely.
useful, not only for the mother but also for the entire family. Because
Yeah.
then, once the expectations are set, if then things don't work out, you can also plan an alternative for it,
Absolutely.
right?
And there is always an alternative for the breastfeeding if it doesn't work or it doesn't go as we have planned already. And
Mhm.
because with these kind of sessions, the mother or the whole family becomes very predictable. Okay, this might happen, and we are ready with the B plan with that.
Right, because see, at that time, what happens is really needs someone who understands this and is empathetic towards that entire journey of the
Absolutely.
mother. So I think
Absolutely.
that's very important, the role of lactation consultants. And talking about roles, we have already touched upon this a bit, but how can family members and partners support and help the mothers in their breastfeeding journey?
The role of a partner and a family member is plays a I'm like huge. If that is not there, a mother, the journey will be like really difficult for a mother, and it is important for a new father or a new grandparent to be together with the new mother, and that could actually happen when they take the sessions together or probably educate themselves about the breastfeeding before the baby comes in, setting the realistic expectations, really talking and having a heart to heart conversations together that, okay, this is your role, this is going to be like my role. And also about learning about the alternative methods could be, and it is the alternative methods could not be only formula or pumping. There are many other methods also, which I can share, later. But so that the mother is not left wondering that what to do now if things really don't work out as planned, so that it can be all beneficial to all the family members, because the partners or the grandparents also don't want to see the mother unhappy or the baby unhappy. But the whole thing is that they don't know any other way to handle this situation if things doesn't work beautifully. So it is our responsibility to give the very non-judgmental support or the space to a new mother. The partner and the grandparents actually really can help her in her recovery. The whole family should be really dedicated one thing or the other, or task to support the new mother before the baby comes in. That's how the ecosystem is we can create. That's how everything is predictable. That's how the mother know when I'll be back with the baby, everybody is set, everything is set. And if things are not going well, I'll not be judged. I'll not be, uh, there is no expectation from me, but everybody will be really supporting me because I have had all the conversations, the heart to heart conversations with my family beforehand. And that is where, and of course, I feel that, this is what a new mother, every new mother deserves also, because postpartum care is not a luxury, it is a necessity for every mother. And this is not pampering, this is the
Absolutely.
love for the new mother, which shows that the mother is the family loves the new mother, the new baby. And there could be many other ways also to show that love. It is not, if the things are just not working. I have gone through so many of these experiences, like the mother is being judged for small little things. आज नहीं आया, 2 दिन हो गए अभी तक दूध नहीं आया, या प्रॉब्ली हमने तो हमेशा से आसानी से दूध पिलाया. I don't know what doctor,
Yeah.
why the milk is not coming in. The baby is hungry. Why don't you give the bottle? All these things you're not saying to the mother directly. I agree, but the mother is getting judged every moment, right? And uh, that gives a lot of the feeling that I can't handle it and I'm being judged. That gives automatically the mother gets into the feeling of guilty and feeling less, that I'm not good enough, right? And so this is not the right approach of a family to a new mother, because if you are giving lots of love to a family, to a new mother, to a new baby, giving by giving or probably offering the warm healthy food, by massaging her or taking care of the baby when she's really resting, the partner's role comes in at that time. So doesn't mean that you are pampering the baby or the mother. This is what she deserves at that time, right? And limiting the relatives visit, and giving lots of opportunities for a new family, both mother and the father, to be together and bonding together, right? So this is how is expected law from the partner or the whole new family. And there, how sometimes we feel like, हमें पता ही नहीं था, like when I used to ask them, like आपने कभी ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग की सेशंस लिए डिलीवरी से पहले? सो most of the answers are like, I don't know about it, मुझे पता ही नहीं था. So there are a lot of sessions actually happening online, in person. A lot of doctors do that. We do that at Deliver Delights. Happiness is doing these kind of sessions to educate a lot of new mothers and new families to what can be expected and how to do that. Sometimes everything, न्यू पार्टनर्स को नहीं पता होता है कि कैसे करना है. इट इज़ आवर responsibility to educate them and give them the knowledge that, okay, this is the way you do it. So only thing is that educate yourself with a lot of good sessions happening around. Know about it, search about it, that where I can educate myself, and create a very predictable, very realistic settings and ecosystems before the real baby comes in for in our family. So it's a joint effort, and everybody and in the family, including partner and the grandparents or any other relative, is should come up front and help the mother, because it is that what she deserves in her postpartum time, right?
Right. I love how you say, postpartum recovery and postpartum care is not luxury, but this is something that every mother deserves. Right? It is for her own well-being, for the well-being of the child also. Because if the mother is stressed, if the mother is, feeling guilty or is anxious all the time, is feeling judged all the time, she will never be in the right state to take the best care of the child,
Absolutely.
be it physically, be it through breastfeeding. Because we've also seen that if the mother is under too much pressure, if the mother is too stressed, that also has an direct effect on the breastfeeding as well, right?
Absolutely.
uh, so that's a very valid point that you've made, the role of the partner. So while the partner cannot breastfeed directly, yes, but then there are other things that the partner can help with. When the
Absolutely.
mother is breastfeeding, burping the child, taking care of the child if the mother needs some, rest after the feeding session, all of these things, and most importantly, educating yourself even before the child comes into picture. Could you also suggest some of the alternatives? Because at this point, most people know that there is either breastfeeding, which is the gold standard, or if that doesn't work, there is formula feed. So, are there options in between? What if, normal breastfeeding is not working out? What are the other options for mothers available today?
Sure. So I think definitely I understand that the breastfeeding can be challenging at times, and I really encourage that that's the time to gear up and ask for the support, that why it is not working and what I can do, and choose yourself as your priority. If it's not like, sometimes I've also heard that दर्द हो रहा है लेकिन bearable है, मैं सहन कर सकती हूँ, right? So I always say them that why you have to kind of really go through a little amount of pain also. It's better to check with someone that why it is happening and how I can really come out of it, right? So at these times, definitely it is, I would suggest that as you asked, that what are the other alternative methods to breastfeed, go ahead with the nutrition part of the baby, is that if it is required, definitely the partial feeds or the exclusive breastfeeding, both are okay, and we respect the choices the parents make, right? It is not like only exclusive breastfeeding will give all the health. Definitely, they both comes with the pros and cons. Exclusive breastfeeding might be better than any kind of feelings, but it is not only the way to breastfeed, way to feed the baby. Okay, so it is okay to go ahead to the regime which I encourage my parents, is that direct breastfeeding. If it is not working, it's becoming challenge, then it could be expressed, and the breast milk can be given to the baby by hand expression. And then comes, if it is, that is also not becoming very real thing for you, or probably becoming challenged, then bring in the donor milk, which is also easily available in the cities near you. You have to kind of search for it. It is a great option to support the baby's nutrition, whether it could be the baby could be an ICU baby, or a preterm baby, or a term baby. If there is a sucking challenge, if there is a challenge which the baby is not able to remove well, or the mother is not able to breastfeed well, donor milk is the first option after expressed milk. And then after kind of seeking all the support, and you're thinking like, things are really not working, this is not working, this not working, then go ahead with the, even with the cup feedings. The cup feeding is like, we in the market you can get around, say, the silicone nifty cups also, and the paladai cups also. That is also a great way to feed the baby the expressed milk, which is like, the mother has expressed, and then go ahead with that, rather than डायरेक्ट अगर नहीं हो रही है तो ये सोचना कि ये बच्चा कर ही नहीं पा रहा है और मैं नहीं कर पा रही हूँ. That's not the right thought to stay with. Rather than go ahead with any nifty cup or cup feeding, which is an easy way to feed the baby the express breast milk. If that is also not working, sometimes in case bacha is not able to kind of take it, and is spluttering or choking while having it, there could also be the way of having a SNS, which is a supplementary nursing system, where we can use the feeding tubes at the breast and feed the baby, through the support. So that all these things are also available if the direct breastfeeding is not happening. My point is that rather than jumping to an understanding that only there is breastfeeding or there is formula feeding, there are a lot of things in between also. Try it out, those things also, and believe that, understand that the pumping is also breastfeeding. In the both methods, you are stimulating your breast, you are allowing your breast to get stimulated, get remove the milk inside. So if the direct breastfeeding is not happening, expressing the breast milk is also one of the greatest option, right? And because it is very much important to maintain the breast milk production, not only baby direct nahi le raha hai, that is not only the one important thing. You have to maintain the milk production also, and that can be done through pumping also, right? Otherwise, it has a scientific effect also. If you'll not be able to direct breastfeed, you will definitely get engorged, right? Or you will feel the dip in the milk production. So to maintain the milk production, the expression is happening, and whenever you're storing, the yield is happening. All this needs a frequent suckling, and pumping can really help in that also. So, and if altogether, once again, I'll say, if nothing is working, the donor milk is a good option to go ahead with. And of course, whatever the choices parents make, we really respect. If you're going through that, no, the formula is what I'm choosing, absolutely appreciating and respecting that, because it's completely about the mother, father, and the baby's things. But do not think that there are no choices. There are huge choices, and you have to choose that which is really you are going to be going ahead with.
Yeah, I think that's wonderful. Thank you, Deepthi, for joining us and sharing your valuable insights today. I'm very confident that all of these perspectives, all the discussions we had are going to add a new perspective to the scenario of breastfeeding, along with practical tips for maintaining their mental well being. I would also like to add for parents watching this that facing some challenges in breastfeeding journey is normal, but when breastfeeding seems to become a source of anxiety, do reach out for help. Do reach out to your lactation consultant. Do reach out to platforms like Happiness, your doctors, or any other healthcare professional. They'll surely be able to help you with it. And for expecting parents, be sure to explore our preparatory programs. These resources will help you set realistic expectations and navigate the early months of breastfeeding with confidence. Let's continue supporting each other on this beautiful journey of parenthood. And thank you again so much, Deepthi, for joining us today.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you so much.